What I want to know is, when you were younger, what kind of frame of mind did you go through when people were telling you like, well, you can't make it or you're not good enough?
I remember being discouraged quickly because everyone else wanted to be a footballer or, you know, wanted to be the best fighter. And I felt, all right, I'm just going to be quiet about it. So to answer your question, I remember the frame of mind was that I had to do it, and it was an internal thing. It was something that I had to do, and it was kind of like a silent thing that I wanted to do by myself.
Yeah, I've got a question. I'm an actor myself. I currently study at the National Youth Theatre. I read that you were quoted in an interview and you were saying that there are limited roles for a lot of black actors, which I agree with myself. Do you feel now that with the success you've accumulated over the last few years, that you are able to tackle this problem more for a lot of the other black actors?
Well, it's tough to sort of tackle an issue like that by oneself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can lead by example. I'm often quoted that to say, you know, there was no parts. I worked constantly as a black actor here.
Okay.
I did, but I had to make it a point not to play the same roles, which was very tough.
When you first started, was you really fussy about choosing the roles? Was you choosy?
No, I wasn't choosy, but I wanted to challenge myself. It was very clear from the beginning that, the kind of actors that I admired never played the same type of characters over and over again.
There's often been times when I thought of just giving up performing arts and acting altogether. So what would your advice be to those maybe people in my situation who are thinking about quitting? What would your advice be to them?
Don't be discouraged. Don't quit, because that feeling is going to come back again and again and again. I understand it. I moved to America and I was working here, and I worked and I saved my money, moved to America, and the first 3 years I didn't work. I did not work, and honestly, I wanted to give up. To a point I almost had, I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have any money. If it wasn't for me DJing at night, I could not afford to live, But because I loved my craft, because I do love my craft, because I couldn't picture myself doing anything else, and because failing was just not an option, why would I just give up? This is what I want to do. I'm good at it, and I can go further. It just wasn't an option, so I decided to stick at it. And if I'd given up, I wouldn't be here now. You wouldn't be listening to me, and the money that the Princess Trust gave me would have just gone to waste. You know what I'm saying? So I would say refocus. Every time you get that feeling, just refocus and reposition yourself as to how can you get more inspiration to keep moving.